Right now, let's move on. So we're still on application of AP and GP. So let's dive into our example 3. So example 3 is saying in the first year, a 18 man produced 100 tons, but after output fell by 12.5% per year. I repeat, in the first year, a tin mine produced 100 tons, but after output fell by 12.5% per year. So here is saying, what is the maximum amount that could be extracted from the mine? The maximum amount which can be extracted from the mine. Then our B is saying it is decided to close the mine when the annual output production falls below 40 tons. After how many years will the production fall below 40 tons? Then our C is saying how many tons of tin had been taken up to that time. Then our D is saying what percentage of the maximum amount was extracted in that time. So let's look at the solutions quickly. So for A is saying what is the maximum amount that could be extracted from the mine? So the maximum amount. So as you can see, this is a GP. So this is a GP. So the maximum amount. So when finding the maximum amount, we use the what formula of the sum. But which sum? We're going to use the sum to infinity. So for the maximum amount here, we're going to use what sum to infinity. So we're going to use sum to infinity, which is equal to a over 1 minus r. So first of all, let's identify what is a, what is r. So our a is what 100 from the question. Then our r, sort of r. So since our r is given what in percentage, our r is given in percentage. As you can see, our r is 12.5 percentage. So for to find our r is 1 minus 12.5%. So our r is equal to 1 minus. So a percentage is divided by what? By 100. So you're going to have 0.125 here. So 1 minus 0.25. So our r is equal to 0.875. So this is our value of r. So let's replace in the formula here. So sum to infinity is equal to, so our a is what 100 over 1 minus r, which is 0.875. so 100 over, so 1 minus 0.875 to give us 0.125. So 100 divided by 0.125 gives us what 800. So it will be 800 tons. So 800 tons of tin. So this is the maximum amount. Yeah. So this is the maximum amount which was the company could extract from the mine. Then let's look at our B. So a B is saying it is decided to close the mine when the annual output production falls below 40 tons. Then the question is saying after how many years will the production fall below 40 tons? So for this one, we're going to use what? The formula for nth term of a GP. So for the nth term of a GP, so we're going to say use this one. So whenever you say year, annual, or per year, it means you're talking about the nth term. So annual or per year, you have to use the formula for the nth term. So the nth term of a GP is given by T of n. So this is our B. T of n is equal to AR to the power n minus 1. So what is our A? Our A is 100. Then what is our R? R is 0.875 to the power what? N minus 1. So for this one, they're saying that when output falls below 40 times, when it falls below 40 times, what is it? Means less than 40 here. So for this one, you can divide throughout by hundreds here, even hundred, so you get rid of hundreds here. So 40 divided by 100 is going to give us what? 0.4. So we're going to have 0.875 to the power n minus 1 is less than 0.4. So from here, what are we going to do? Let's get rid of this one here. So we have to get rid of this one here. So how are we going to get rid of this one here? So we can simply do what? Multiply throughout by this same value to get rid of it. So we're going to say multiply. So we're getting rid of this one here. So what you're going to do, you're going to multiply by this one. So time with 0.875, even here multiplied by 0.875. So when you multiply by 0.875, so it means you're going to get rid of this one here. So yeah, so you're going to remain with 0.875 to the power n is less than, so 0.4 multiplied by 0.875. So when you punch on your calculator, so this is going to give you something like 0.35. So from here, what can you do? You can apply the law of logarithm. So for the law of logarithm, you're going to n log 0.875 to the power n should be less than log 0.35. So it's divided by log 0.875. Even here, so this n is not there, log 0.875. So if you punch on your calculator, your n will be equal to, so if you punch on your calculator, the n will be 7.9. So it should be less than 7.9. So this will be the value of n. So from here, it's either you can round, when you round it off, you are going to have as n is equal to what? If you round off to the nearest whole number, it will be n should be less than 8. So from here you have two possible values as well. So you have n should be less than 8 and or n is equal to 8 or n is equal to 7. You have these are the two possible values because the number less than 8 is 7. So we have between these two, one should be the answer. So so for you to prove which one is correct or which one is wrong, so what you're going to do is you're going to get this set where there is then you put the 8 here. So where there is then you put 8. So when you put 8, so you're going to put that 8 is the correct answer and not 7. So for this one, our correct answer is 8. So if you want, you can prove it. So where there is n here, you put 8, and you see that the answer is going to give you to be below 40. But if you put a 7, the answer is going to give you, it will be about 40. So therefore, the final answer is 8. Yeah. So now let's move to our C. So our C is saying how many tons of tin has been taken up to that time. So how many tons of tin will be taken up to that time? So the time is 8 years. So here from our bill we found to say n is what? 8 years. So how many tons of tin will be collected in 8 years? So for this one, you're going to use what? The formula for sum of a GP. So for sum of a GP, the formula is given by S of n is equal to a n of 1 minus r to the power n. So for this one, you're going to use 1 minus r because our r is less than 1 over 1 minus r. So what is our a? Our a is 100. Then 1 minus. So our what is our r? So our r, we find to say our r is 0.875. Then n is what? 8, because you are found to say n is 8 here. So here it's 8 here. So this is sum of 8 over 1 minus 0.875. So for this one, you just have to punch everything on a calculator. For some, you have to punch everything on a calculator, because if you punch them one, you'll find that you'll make a mistake. So you just have to punch everything out on your calculator directly. So if you can get your calculators and you punch this directly on your calculator, because if you start punching them one, you punch this one alone, then you put the answer, punch this one, you find that you make a mistake. But if you punch them all together on a calculator, you avoid mistakes. So let me get my calculator and punch everything as well. You can also get your calculators and punch everything at once. So the final answer is giving something like 525. Yeah, so the final answer has given me 525. So you can also try out yours if it will give you 525. Maybe I'm wrong or what, but mine has given me 525 on my calculator. So it don't know if it's correct or not correct, but you can also try out. If it gives the same, then it means it's correct. So this is 525 what times. So this is the amount which will be collected by that time, which is 8 years. In 8 years, what will be collected is 525 times, according to what I have punched on my calculator. So let's move on to our example D. Let's look at our example D. So D is saying what percentage of maximum amount was extracted in that time. So let's go on our example A. So from our example here, we found to say that the company can extract the maximum amount of 800 tons using the input they had. They could extract what 800 tons, which was the maximum. Now, at C, at B, we found to say the company could close after what? How many years? 8 years. Then at C, on C, example C, you are found to say by the time the company will be closing in 8 years, they can extract only what 525 tons. So the maximum is 800 tons. Now out of 800, they only extracted what 525. So let's find the percentage they extracted out of 800, the percentage they extracted. So we're going to use the formula, which is percentage of max is equal to, so what they extracted is how much? 525 over the maximum, which is what? 800 multiplied by what? 100, because every percentage is always multiplied by 100. So you can cancel out these zeros. So 525 divided by 8. So the final answer is giving us 65.6%. So the maximum, the percentage they extracted is what? 65.6% out of what they only extracted what? 65.6% by the time the company was closing. So as you can see, these questions are very, very simple and very interesting. So I'm going to send you some more questions which you are going to solve on your own. Then you can send me for confirmation.